There's magic in your backyard. Go and find it.
We'll head around to all the towns, head away, holiday. South Aussie with Cosi's on sit down. South Aussie with Cosi. In South Australia we will go, head away, holiday. South Australia all the way, South Aussie with Cosi.
G'day and welcome to another episode of South Aussie with Cosi. It's all about travelling around regional South Australia and exploring the beautiful city of Adelaide. Now, I'm a flat out busy man. First job today, feed the lions at the Adelaide Zoo. Excuse me for a minute, folks. There we go, another satisfied customer. Now let's see what's on the show. Well, it's mostly about the beautiful Riverland, and that's where my dad's family came from. And I think I might have found South Australia's most haunted hotel. I'll tackle 5 feet of Metwurst at the Riverland Field Days, and I'll take you to Kadeem Brewery, a little brewery located right on the river. But first, let's look local. We're off to the bay.
So much brighter when you're with me, you see.
A short walk from Jetty Road and you lob into one of my favourite spots in South Australia to eat, and that is the Marina Pier down at Glenelg. We all know it goes off here at night time for dinners, of course, there's so many restaurants, but also during the day there's coffee spots, there's shopping, there's beauty stores and so much more.
And there's no place that I'd rather be, boy. You know you got me, you got me good, boy. You know you got me in your hands. Boy, it's true.
Sometimes when we think holiday, we forget how good a night somewhere really close to home like Glenelg can be. Oh man, check this out, yum! Okay, here's a little base secret that is an absolute beauty when it comes to car parking, all right? You don't want to pay for car parking? No problems. We're just on the other side of the pat. There's about 35 car parks here, totally free. No time restrictions either. I'll show you how close they are to the pier. Check this out. Someone's made some pretty smart business decisions. Watch this. We're from A Current Affair, filming kids without helmets. No, we're not really.
Boy, got me in your hands.
64 seconds later, and you're at the Marina Pier. How cool's that?
You know you got me in your hands.
I love the diversity of the Marina Pier, and don't forget Glenelg itself is home to over 100 events annually, and plenty of them are for free, like the New Year's Eve fireworks or the Bay to Sheffield. Ken Plus and I are on the hunt for the best photographs taken in South Australia. Righto, let's have a look at some. Well, let's start with Cara. She took this photo down in the southeast in Narracourt. Donna took this cracker at Boomer Beach. What about Jackie? She took this very nice photo of Port Wollonga. Shane from Largs North was throwing the camera around Coffin Bay. And Paul caught some greenery along the Hyson Trail. And finally, Serena took this shot of Second Valley. Hey, have you got a great snap of South Australia? We'll send your photos into chemplus.com.au and you could share in over $3,000 worth of prizes, including free SA holidays. Plus, your photo could even be chosen to appear on the Chem Plus calendar or in the Chem Plus catalogue and be seen by thousands. Enter online at chemplus.com.au. Do you know there's over 60 Chem Plus locations all over South Australia? Your community, your Chem Plus.
South Aussie with Cosi. South Aussie with Cosi.
Welcome back, folks. We're having a look around the Riverland, and I can tell you one thing the Riverland's got plenty of, and that is historic pubs, like the one behind me, the Overland Corner Hotel, which apparently, folks, is haunted. Ah! Oh, thought you were a ghost. I've got Kathy and Bill here now. Kathy's the local medium in the area. And Kathy, I'm right in saying that where we're standing right now is the most haunted place in the hotel.
Absolutely it is. This is the most density side of it. This is where you can feel it most. This is where a lot of people actually that I've talked with have felt experiences, they've seen something, they have felt even different emotions like sad or scared.
One thing you have to do when you come to this pub is have a look at the photograph on the wall. This is very interesting. They say it's haunted and there's a ghost in the photo, which you can actually see. Judge for yourself. Is that a ghost or is it not?
The Overland Corner Hotel was built over 154 years ago by Jimmy Chambers. He commissioned the Brand boys to do it. And of course, one of the boys, the three boys that built it, one of them became a licensee, William. And of course, him and his wife, Martha, was here, and she basically ran the pub by herself, and he went off droving, and every time he came back, of course, a baby was born.
This has got to be one of the classic stopovers on any trip to the Riverland. It's definitely got that English kind of feel for it, and the reason for that, of course, is the Brand brothers who built it migrated here to Australia from Kent. The reason why the pub was built here was because so many farmers and drovers were overlanding their sheep and cattle in this area of the Murray. They decided to build the pub.
And it's been flooded twice. And 1870 was the first one, and they used the chimneys as mooring points for the paddle steamers. And of course, the 56, everybody knows, there's plenty of photos about that. And today it's remarkable, it's still standing, and unfortunately the cellar has been filled up in the 56 flood, and so the cellar has just been sealed off. So it's full of all these treasures of old ports, old brandies and old rums, so we're just waiting for the time to dig it out.
I wasn't ever sure if we'd make it all now.
What I love most about the pub is not just the history, it's the fact that you, like so many regions in South Australia at the moment, you've really married together the foods and the wines that are in the region, and you've really got the emphasis on local produce.
Yeah, that's right, we've gone right into that.
What about the platter here, mate? I know you've got some weird and wonderful local produce as well.
Yep.
What do we got?
We got emu ham, we got emu metwurst, and also kangaroo metwurst. And of course,
whose idea was it to shove an emu into a stick of metwurst? Is that yours? That's you doing, isn't it?
I would like to. No, a friend of mine, Wayne, who breeds them, has been marketing it, and it's one of those things unique. We put it in our pasta dish.
Right, yeah.
And so it comes really nice, and everybody loves it. And of course, we've got also locally roasted beetroot, which we do. Yep. And we do a beetroot relish because most people there, in particular...
Just sing out if your dog's going to kill me, won't you?
No, he won't. You know what he's telling me?
Yeah.
Feed me.
How about we just tease him by feeding myself? Now, which is this one here?
That's the emu ham.
Emu ham. It's really nice. That is really nice, isn't it?
It is beautiful.
I think it's just fantastic, mate, and I reckon you've done a great job. I'm out of here before your dog takes me. Can I give him a bit of kangaroo metwurst?
Yeah, why not?
The poor thing, he's dying for it. He's a good dog. You like that kangaroo.
You're a legend.
Talking to me or him?
Yeah, both.
Leaving now and I won't return.
So this now has to be one of my favourite pubs in South Australia, and it's good for any time of the year. Picture yourself summertime out in the beer garden, daylight saving, long afternoons, or winter inside here by the fire. Either way, the Overland Corner Hotel is a pub that's well worth putting on your to-do list.
Telling you over and over, you're the only high I've got.
South Aussie with Cosi. South Aussie with Cosi.
You know, every single holiday you go on is an adventure, there's no doubt about that. But I want to turn your holidays into something completely different, an adventure. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm encouraging you guys to find an event in regional South Australia and make that the basis for your next holiday. Here in the Riverland, I've found a ripper. Every September, they have the Riverland Field Days, and it attracts thousands.
The Riverland Field Days has been going for over 50 years. We celebrated our 50th year 6 years ago, I think now, and we've originally started travelling around different towns, but now we've established a permanent site here just outside of Barmera. There's plenty of entertainment. There's plenty to do here. I mean, obviously there's plenty of large machinery, but there's also lots of smaller things, and there's plenty to interest everybody, from the home gardener, the caravanner, And there's also food, smaller food producers doing great things with food, and they're also here selling their produce.
The Riverland truly is the food bowl of South Australia, in my opinion, and Colleen backs that up because you're making your own backyard bread.
We are. We have a wood oven in our backyard.
Yep.
And that started up a new business, and we use whatever we can find in the Riverland, our local flavours. So we have a pumpkin, roast pumpkin, red wine and olives. So we use approximately a bottle of wine in each batch of bread that we make.
Jeez.
It's reduced down and have olives, so it's really tasty.
It's an iconic brand of the Riverland, Banrock Station. Now, Meredith, you come to the field days every year. What is it you love about it?
I just love seeing the different people from all over the place. I mean, I play a lot of sport and go to a lot of different places all around South Australia, and to see them come out here, it's really great. The Riverland is a fantastic place to come to. There are a lot of wineries, a lot of food places to go and eat at, and our Banrock Station wetlands is just fantastic at the present time because we have only just filled it out there, and the water, the birds are starting to come back. It's just fantastic.
Field days like this one are great for city people to get an understanding of what country people do, like the animals that are on display, but I'm a little bit concerned about old mate here with his sheep in case he needs to use the spare tyre on the trailer on the way home. That's a concern.
The Riverland Field Days aims to be a family event, around $15 to get into the site, and the kids get in below $5, so everybody has a good time.
So make your next holiday an adventure. That is an adventure. Find an event like the Riverland Field Days and build your holiday around that. You'll love it. Go to riverlandfielddays.com.au for more information, and when you do come to the field days, don't leave without getting one of these. It is perhaps the longest stick of Metwurst I've ever seen in my life. 5 foot of Metwurst. Sorry. Okay, that is a classic Metwurst scare right there. Check out her face in slow-mo. I say bring back the great South Australian family road trip, and the drive from Adelaide to the Riverland, well, it's really, really simple. You know, going on a holiday should never be a stressful thing to organise, and I found a mob here in the Riverland that make it really actually quite simple. They're called Destination Riverland. They've come up with a whole bunch of trips, including half days, full days, weekends, for you guys to do, so you don't have to do any thinking or planning.
Destination Riverland's our regional tourism body. We're all about promoting the region so that it becomes a stronger and more powerful destination for tourists and visitors from around the world, typically for river holidays. The Riverland's on the largest river, the Murray River. It's the birthplace of the houseboat holiday. Water sports are hugely popular, and of course with all that water, no surprise, irrigation and fruit growing has been our major industry, and that's one of the things we also like to promote, is the opportunity to experience all that great local produce throughout the region.
The Riverland's really well known for, wine, grapes, citrus. It's just so traditionally known for that, but there are so many other things we have to offer. We've got wonderful things like walnuts, walnut oil, kumquats, wattle seed, all the native spices, capers, caper berries, caper leaves, and this one this is one of our latest products, which is a tangelo and wattle seed jam. So, yeah, lots of variety, lots of things to come and try.
Next stop, it's time to visit Muller's Meat Store, famous for their sausages.
We have had a little bit of luck with our sausages just of recent. This year we've got 2 first in the state again, which is really, really good. Not last year, but the year before we had 2 first in the state again, so it's been really good for us.
This bloke's famous in the Riverland for his sausages, and I think it's really great supporting South Australian small businesses, so grab a kilo if you're heading past. I asked old mate what's the weirdest sausage he'd ever invented.
The weirdest sausage we've probably ever made is our cheese and Vegemite sausages. We dreamt it up one Australia Day sort of thing, and people keep asking it and we keep making it. It doesn't impress the judges, but people that like Vegemite reckon they're beautiful.
The best spot for a barbecue is just around the corner at Monash Playground. Wow, this brings back memories. This place has been around for years. Mind you, the old public liability saw it get scaled back a few years ago, but it still attracts about 200,000 visitors a year. Best of all, as far as I'm concerned, it's totally free. What a way to spend half a day out without forking out 1 single cent. Hey, do you want to create more jobs in South Australia? Well, on the way home from the Riverland, load up with fruit and veg direct from the farmers. The more you buy, the more SA jobs are made. This is a must-stop location on the Destination Riverland itinerary. These fruit and veg stalls are all over the Riverland. You're going to see them absolutely everywhere. What I love about them the most is it's local South Australian farmers selling their own produce with the money going directly to the farmer. And don't tell me it costs a lot to feed a family, right? I know times are tough, but check this out. You get yourself a pumpkin, $3, a bag of onions, $2, and these, most importantly, the Riverland is famous for them. They're the navels, $4 for a 5 kilo bag, and these oranges will be the best tasting oranges you've ever had. Next stop on my Destination Riverland tour is Bella Lavender Farm, where you can visit for free, or for a couple of bucks, the kids can play mini golf while you sit back and take time to smell the, well, lavender, I suppose. For more information on Destination Riverland, head to their website. My grandma Cosi grew up in the region here in the Riverland, around the Barmera area, and I remember when I was little, she used to tell me about the days on the Murray River when she was a kid, and she could actually walk out into the Murray up to her knees, sort of this level, and still be able to see her toes. That's how clear the water was. The other fond memories I've got is of her telling me how she used to sit on the banks of the Murray River, like around here, the Renmark, Paringa area, and watch fishermen catch hundreds of Murray cod. So I did a bit of research. Have a look at this photo I found from the State Library. This is some fishermen that came in right here in Renmark and caught all of these Murray cod. Have a look at that. That'd have the river fishermen of today absolutely drooling, but I guess back in those days they weren't contending with that notorious European carp.
South Aussie with Cosi. South Aussie with Cosi.
She wakes up this Sunday morning, clouds are gone, the sky is blue, sun is always gonna be shining.
About 15 kilometres from Paringa, there's this massive oxbow bend in the river. It's called Dick's Cutting. Kids, settle down. But on this bend, there is something super special. It's called the Wilkadeen Brewery, and I think this is perhaps the best idea I've seen in South Australia. You see, this side here used to be the old shearing shed. Nowadays, they've converted it into what is nothing short of absolutely genius, a brewery.
This is my time to try, I'll get it on, learn to fly.
Wilkadeen Station is actually 100 years old this year, so we've got a big birthday coming up. It was a wheat and sheep station back in the day, about 8,500 acres. Currently it's down to about 1,000 acres and we don't run any sheep here at all anymore. The woolshed's now being used for the brewery. Woolshed Brewery has been going since August 2009. We started brewing here. What we have here is really unique. You can hire a houseboat here from Wilkadeen or from Renmark, drive the houseboat, pull in here, have a beer. It's one of the only places on the River Murray where you can do that.
Famous floorboards. You know what, I wouldn't walk on anything else. Do you know, these floorboards here actually came from Centennial Hall in Adelaide. It gets better though, because do you know who performed on these very floorboards? None other than the Beatles. How cool is that?
Currently we have 3 mainstream beers. Amazon Ale, that was the first beer that we brewed here. That's named after Amazon Creek, which is just upstream from us. We've got a dark ale called Judas the Dark. That's brewed with a native roasted wattle seed, so that's another really unique beer for us. The wattle seed works in really well with the dark ale. It gives it a real nutty, sort of roasted, almost mocha flavour to the beer. So it's a very easy drinking dark ale. It's very popular. And we've got our new beer, which is Summer Ale. That's a German-style Kelch ale. And we've also started getting into cider as well. So we've got a few ciders on offer.
Have you ever been having a couple of beers with the lads and had a bit of a look at the watch and realised you're massively over the curfew to be at home with the wife? Well, up on the South Aussie with Cosi page, I have put the ultimate text that you should send her. Have a look at this. Hey babe, I'm having one more pint with the lads. If I'm not home in 20 minutes, read this again. As perfect as that is, to be honest, I'd never have the guts to send it to her. But it's up on the Facebook page if you want to have a look.
We allow people to self-cater for their food, so we've got barbecues here that they can use. People are welcome to bring a cheese platter or sandwiches and sit out on the deck and enjoy it. So it's another great thing for families as well, keeping the costs down, that they can bring their own food and buy a few beers and save a bit of money there. Another thing we offer here are brewery tours. We can do them by appointment. So our brewer Jackson Beavis will show people through the brewery, and they can, taste the grain and see the brewery operating if it's during brew day or bottling day. It's only $10 a head, so that's quite affordable, and that also includes a free beer as well. And we also tie in a historical tour of the property as well. So we'll show them through the original cottage here that was built in 1859 and our homestead, which was built in 1913.
If you've ever spent any time around the Riverland, the noise in the background will be pretty familiar. They're birds, obviously, white ones, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, short-billed corellas? That's only a guess though. There are literally thousands of them here. Well, this has got to be the perfect spot to let the camera crew knock off for the day. I reckon I might hang around a couple of hours, maybe till 3 a.m. We'll see what happens. Look, what I'm urging you all to do is set your clock to river time. Here in the Riverland, things move totally different. You eat when you want, you sleep when you want, you drink when you want. That's about as complicated as your itinerary is going to get. So if you've got any questions about the Riverland, just ask me on Facebook. Like South Aussie with Cosi, and not only could you win one of 11 SA holidays we've got to give away, but I'll answer any of your questions as well. We'll see you next time. Go and book a holiday. See ya.
In South Australia we will go, head away, holiday. South Australia all the way, South Aussie with Cosi.
South Aussie with Cosi is proudly brought to you by the South Australian Tourism Commission.
South Aussie with Cosi.
I like possums.